Fast forward, my man will say a more cover and brought China your social swamps. I'll say a pop creation television. Political stories are training me big headlines. Near Jemre, na EDB Akroma Ewaha. Need me on Braxia Muse Ende, AD Kanya message will be to me. Subscribe to the channel. Hit on notification bell, share a map of friends to answer into me. Can be an idiom. I will leave you a comment under the comment section. And make sure when your cases are in sir. Young Raying Sim.
Constitutional right are more a source from the constitution, and that particular right must never be suppressed. So I was very happy when the IGP cleared them, and the who's Attorney General, so the state Babontin said they are free to go. And you come back to what we've been experiencing in the last 8 years.
Yeah.
The president of the day, now President Akufo-Addo, Obeye popular in this country, the gentleman who rose to political prominence through demonstration, demonstration, and but surprisingly, under him as the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, we saw how people were assaulted, journalists, individuals. Oliver, you say, wakutu police for khaki.
Yeah.
Young people of this country were so peeved about the turn of event in terms of Galamsey activity.
Sure.
Taking the bull by the horn, decided, oh, this is our country, this is our future. Yeah, demonstration. These young people were arrested. They were detained and denied bail. It took another demonstration, a whole lot of public advocacy, and some issue, Ni was part of the people.
Yeah, that's true.
Oliver and other people were assaulted because they demonstrated. And then Afenyo Markin and Co. had a free ride. And they did a demonstration across the length and breadth of this country, walk all the way to the presidency. And the chief of staff, deputy chief of staff, approached them and even spoke to them. And you click your mind back during the last 8 years.
I see.
Because we lived in a country demonstration by a logo area, but then the same bunch of individuals who said there is the need to us to do demonstration. Fine, I respect that, and that is it. And again, Afenyo Markin had a brush or an encounter with the police officer. The gentleman in question is not just an ordinary person; he's the minority leader of parliament. According to him, he's a lawyer. And then,
according to him,
he's a lawyer and several other ways. He's a member of parliament and as for he understands as a police initial police uniform that symbolizes the authority of the state.
With the berets.
You don't assault a police officer in a uniform. But in that video, we saw him in the past. Not police if one both demonstrators and as for by a neck or no as a leader. Only member is assaulting a police officer in the presence of everybody. And then the gentleman quickly ran to TV station and said, the police officer rather assaulted him.
That is so shameful.
And then the video came out vindicating the fact, say he rather assaulted the police officer.
Very
I'm expecting, say it's good that the police has issued a statement that they want it. But you see, some of these issues, to me, end up brushing outside because as a lawmaker, you are the law. You know the law. You legislate law. You cannot be engaging in this lawless act to the extent of say, attack a police officer in a uniform. This is something I expect condemnation from across board. What is a Ghana Bar Association issue statement? These are a bunch of lawless individuals. They are there political interest and more finding because JB, when this whole Chief Justice issue came up and GBA way I shall say so issue statement. I was so very surprised because over the years, because in the last 8 years, the atrocities are unleashed on the individuals. Kwanya ya use the court to frustrate people. Kwanya President Akufo-Addo so pack court. Ekofa known party people are inserting onto the judiciary. The GBA at the time couldn't find their senses to realize that near man papa no identity the credibility of your judiciary. Appointments na air course, there was the need. Abra Chief Justice for Accra to Ding, Church and the for Ding, and the former President Kufuor said, "Oh, appoint you to the Supreme Court." No, GBA could not condemn those statements, and there are several other things. Air course, and suddenly, if somebody has submitted a petition to the president. And I say, go through the same liar. Suddenly, this bunch of cowards are once again barking like a dog in the public space. They want people to, your friends, respect them. What would the kind of backlash or within your friends saying the media space?
Yeah.
That is why I'm telling you, the next generation, you can't threaten people with me a lawyer now. No, those things don't move nothing. When you speak, the intellect you display. Okasa, kwanya befa so abekasa ne nsema abeka na manipa wuze abrante o a lawyer. Na nyese lawyer sa akeke because a lawyer ne enim lawyer wo jebi. Wa ponche yira sesia na wo de court enim lawyer abefre no. And you from Supreme Court enim lawyer abefa na di wachi. So lawyers no mu nyina anya pe. That is what you should know. You understand? But you see the kind of standard abesete as a person. I think that is what you need to do as your friend is saying as a person. But in this particular situation, the whole thing turning into some kind of a political way. I say, and for me, that is very shameful. And to say, GBA, our legitimate grounds, Nanko, Mwabano, say, hey, the Ekosi, because of A, B, C, D, President Mahama, Afumwaya, and Asa Wafumwaya, then we have a cause to worry. But this is a legal institution, an association of lawyers. Speaking to constitutional issues, they are speaking like Sebi Obi Oye Fundaka now law because Obi Oye Fundaka no on can law, but these are lawyers speaking like that. You understand? Because if you are speaking about issues of law, you should be able to premise your argument on law.
Now, before I just want to clarify and emphasize the African marking issue.
Okay.
At the time after your marking, one demonstrated as a member of parliament.
Okay.
He demonstrated as an individual. Okay. So he doesn't enjoy any immunity. Okay. The police have every right to arrest him rather than inviting him.
No. With a mistake on and say at the spot, yes, they should have arrested him on the spot. But we are not or so you cannot arrest him. That is the thing. So that is how ineffective our police is also here to a certain extent. You see, we very often cow them under political intimidation as well. Because an ordinary person assault a police officer and immediately now much. So why can't we do the same thing? Because we need to strengthen and empower state institutions just to ensure that it doesn't matter who you are, because say are you MP now or this you need to arrest that person and prove to him that he's not above the law. You understand? You don't allow him to go home and chest out, do radio, TV interview. The following day, when you're backlash, I feel the police for back to statements and I invite him. Who cares about that? I know the day, no. Or China, Obisia Bontino attack a police officer because an MP who is supposed to be a lawyer has led the way. And Parliament, so I think that they need to institute certain disciplinary measures within the House. Because you see, your friend saying, as a group, a breedy, a trainee criminals, a safe haven, a breedy, this kind of people. Because you see, over the years, Parliament say, oh, we are honorable people, but in recent times, the conduct and the behavior of some people within the House, are not only unparliamentary, but this very honorable. That is what I'm saying, is that most of them don't even deserve the prefix honorable. It's very shameful because say obey Parliament. Now engaging in some of these things, and you expect the general public to accord you the dignity and the respect you deserve. You are a joker. Because when I see you, I will see you for who you are, not because you are MP. We MP until the end. Abraba with the MP but if you get out there and engage yourself in this kind of lawless actor, I know the day, like any ordinary petty criminal out there, we will see you as a petty criminal, not honorable. So Parliament need to take certain decisive measures to ensure that some of these things and they need to make sure they clamp down on some of these things. Oliver, social media, you've heard saying Parliament, you have a privileges committee.
Yeah, sure.
Why a deserved privileges committee more than this gentleman?
Saturday appointment committee and
exactly by the same Parliament. And I'm saying, Parliament are losing the moral authority and the moral clout to call anybody say you're disrespected, because the house more or less is becoming like an avenue of contempt. Individuals no mugumna brabo mobono impugn the integrity of people out there. So you should not expect that people respect you for nema any way. And for me, that is the problem. So the speaker, our responsibility on country parliamentarians teteno na ye de sa nema no hunahuna amamfo na me ye MP makacha said ne Pontius Pilate no mo said that ye no samba biem a obi be so no kon ka kire na bro wodi nkwasasem what asem na make no. Tell people respect ne ye demand from people. You cannot threaten people and say me MP respect me. And that is why most of these lawyers are also losing their very essence, because in the past they can't be a lawyer, people are called them that sense of dignity, but in recent times some come on TV and they speak, and the poverty of intellect they live in their wake. You've seen a couple of lawyers who sit on TV now omudia market na no me hu say obide ya titi akotena TV so lawyer and na all turn ho asoba. And these are people the GBA will not even find any reason to sanction these people. Say you belong to a very dignified association. As a member, you cannot misconduct yourself in this manner, and for that particular reason, we are sanctioning you or doing this. You allow all these things to go on. After Asambana go to the other side of the political party, then all of a sudden the GBA comes in and issue a statement. And the statement is a funny one. It's not premised on anything sensible, because Sanka omutimi chire and say, oh, GBA. Yakom ranoma eda hono ya hu say the president Mahama ye ABC the wafom mra, and for that matter and the president should ye saying on turn things around that. Then me ameti hay member betena ha be defend say yes asema GBA can no credit because president Mahama fom mra, but these are lawyers who are supposed to be in the know so far as the law is concerned.
No better.
Yes, but they are advertising sheer and raw emotions instead of arguing law. In some of these are emotional sentiments being expressed. Because none of them has been able to come on TV to tell us exactly what the president what to be that. No one is an emotional campaign, emotional sentiment in as well an association of 5,000 members. Now we know about 52 question them no pass resolution. One organization who is serious organization, but there is no serious organization have members up to 5,000. 52 never show up. A church organization no people no what lose your clout, what lose your essence, because it is not an association of lawyers, a political movement that some people use for a certain parochial interest. And for me, that is what they are.
That shouldn't be so. They contribute to the society.
No, they are supposed to contribute to society. Listen, you know, if you go to other jurisdictions, you know what? People study law to advance the cause of society.
Yes.
In recent time, many of the politicians who are lawyers in our political space, you know what they do? Sometimes you listen to argument on TV and you yourself become more confused than the very people speaking. You understand? But you see, because they are not arguing wisdom, they are not arguing fact, they are not arguing law or evidence, they are arguing emotions based on where you stand across the political divide. And the NDC near NPP near and the direction of the law. We are not arguing in near mass and Nipabete. And for me, some of these things Emma Manfo lose respect in this country. So the GBA must realize that there is a sharp decline in terms of respect people have for them. And they need to do everything to bring their members apart. We need to become relevant in the eyes of the people. And can some nobody will question them if they've been able to premise their argument on something substantial, argument grounded in law. But Oba and your
and some no and the honor so what to be NPP for no at the end some no more can CPP at the end so and I'm chain NDC for so more abai and a was so the omope and no more a year and answer a year and no any equity at the buy no message so subscribe to the Point TV at the Amaye share my for be here for comment bra na fe so no the cost be no chire wadwene e fa ho e ma yen.
Ensem ahodo timi call so channel yi so high population television ya mishraw on travel shim so yemre ewa ha ɔmɔde so bitima subscribe share hit on notification bell na ɛma abusuakuo no emu enye kɛse nyame hwɛ sɛ ɔbɛka abusuakuo no ho dasa ne so ɔbɔ ade de bi adom yɛnia yɛnsan hyia mu yi na yɛnsom ɛwɔ kwan so kora ha ɛyɛ Pop Creation Television medase so agyembre